I would get into a pretty comfortable place about the middle of those long race runs where normally you get tired, and I just kind of could feel that the bike is working well, the suspension is working well, and the system is really pretty refined at this point. And I would almost lose my train of thought on the intensity of the riding in front of me and just kind of be like, wow, this is really nice and makes a lot of sense. Oh, geez, I need to focus so I don't die. But it was like, I don't know, I wasn't getting arm pumped, and I should have been because I'm old and scared.
Okay, so this is another podcast.
Hi, everyone.
Hot Dog is here. I'm Patrick. We're here talking today with, why don't you introduce our guest?
All right, so today we have Adam Craig, longtime Giant ambassador. I said it earlier, multi-time winner of mini bike races, and an all-around great guy to ride with. Adam, great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. I will look forward to the next time that we're riding together. It's always fun.
Right, we've got Team Camp coming up. Are you going to come out for Team Camp this year? We've got that coming up here at Giant headquarters.
I would imagine. I haven't heard yet, but I'm sure I'll hear soon.
You've been an ambassador with Giant. Well, you were a pro with Giant for 15 years, and then you've kind of moved into an ambassador role for the last couple of years, helping develop product. And that's what we're here to talk about today, the Reign 2.9. Brand new for 2020, brand new platform for 2020. Adam Craig was instrumental in the development of this platform. And Adam, give us a little bit of a background about that, how that began, when that process began of developing this new platform we've launched this year.
We started talking about Reign 2.9 a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago now, actually at one of the Trance 275 launches, the previous generation Trance 275, and we just knew that we needed to get back into this long travel 2.9 space. So started looking at what we really wanted to get out of this redesign of the Reign and take it as an opportunity to maybe move in a little bit of a different direction with Reign development. It's been a pretty focused enduro race bike platform and 27.5 wheels for the last two generations. Long and slack and really great suspension tunes for racing, but a little bit less versatile bike for just overall mountain biking. So we wanted to use the bigger wheels as an excuse to kind of bring the Reign back to a little bit more every person's bike while still having it be, our new Giant Factory off-road team enduro racer, Yoon, who's French, prefers this bike to the previous generation for racing just because he likes the extra precision of it. We talked about a lot of things that we wanted and then started the prototyping process a couple of years ago, wrote a handful of different frame setups, a lot of different shock tunes. We actually tried to spend time riding shocks from different manufacturers and different tunes to see how that would affect climbing performance and what we were getting out of the steeper seat angle and the little bit shorter wheel travel. So we did a lot of work on this project, which meant that I got to ride it for a long time. However, sadly, by myself in secret, there are a lot of places I wanted to bring these prototypes and I couldn't. So now we got them out. We're stoked.
It seems like you're tapped very often to work on some of these projects and develop some of these things that they seem like they're fun. I was going to say Shuttle Flat being one of them, a lot of the iterations of the Reign. Why do they tap you? Is it like the terrain you like to ride, the places you're always going? What is it about you that they think you're the guy for the bike?
I think I'm just the guy that answers the phone. Maybe I'm not sure. No, I've been fortunate in my cycling career to have had a lot of different types of racing and riding and perspectives from, World Cup cross country to the Enduro World Series and cyclocross, road racing, whatever, clipless pedals, flat pedals, kind of all of it. So it's good to have, focused input from the current race team. It's great to work with our R&D team and our engineers in Taiwan. But it's also good to have I'm a mountain biker, I'm a guy that loves mountain biking and always will. So that's an important perspective for all these projects since that's ultimately our customer.
Yeah, I think so.
We need to tell people where you are. You are in your garage in Bend. This is Adam Craig's garage. And just to your left there is the Reign. That's one of the prototypes, right? Just to your left.
Yeah.
When did you get that?
So this is actually we had a handful of prototypes, and this is actually the first pre-production sample of the Alex aluminum bike. So this came off the production line in May of 2019. Then it got shipped over here, and I built it actually just in the nick of time and got permission, thank goodness, to bring it to the Trans-Provence enduro race in southern France, which was in the middle of June. So took this thing over there and gave it kind of its final trip through the ringer before it went into production. So definitely thoroughly tested. That was a rugged event.
So I've seen those photos from Trans-Provence. That is a rugged event. I mean, describe what that terrain is like, what the riding is like there.
So what was the slogan? This was the last running of Trans-Provence. The event happened for the last decade, and the organizer just lives somewhere else now, and he's put that event on. And those events are a massive undertaking, because ultimately, and on the t-shirt it says, the clock stops, the donkey carries on. And that's because we're basically just racing on ancient donkey trails in the provincial and maritime Alps that have been worn by the weather for centuries at this point. I mean, a lot of those, the Franco-Italian War in the 1800s was fought on those trails and those hills. So really steep valleys, alpine peaks, and just rocky, rugged, a million switchbacks that you can't ride a bike around. You have to do some kind of nose wheelie, skid, get off and walk, stop and cry, whatever you need to do. But really, really just rough, long, challenging stages, and then big climbs to get to them. We got more shuttles this year. I think it was a celebration of the 10th year, and we definitely got some bonus shuttles, which is sweet. That's so right. Thanks, Ash. But yeah, a really comprehensively amazing mountain bike experience that this bike was pretty darn perfect for.
And that is the bike you took on Trans-Provence right there next to you, right? That's the one you took.
That's the bike, the component group. Yeah, all of it. I think I serviced the suspension once since then. It's probably a different chain. These are definitely the same pedals. Yeah, this is the bike. I've kind of just been riding it. I love how much abuse the bikes will take these days and continue basically working. I'm not trying to do too much maintenance and really give the good consumer experience for our product development, or maybe I'm just lazy.
You also were on hand for the media launch. There was a big media launch at Revelstoke in British Columbia. You've seen those photos.
Yep,
that was some pretty incredible riding.
Oh yeah,
wow, some really amazing riding that you had to helicopter into. I mean, that's nice work if you can get it, Adam.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we didn't have to helicopter in. The first morning that we were up there, actually, we were up fairly early because there was some weather. So I think we landed on the peak at 7,000 feet above the valley floor at like 8:30. The first ship dropped off, and then as the second one was coming in, we saw a lone rider just hiking up the mountainside, and it was just a local middle-aged woman that was out for kind of a morning ride. She was going to work that afternoon.
Yep.
And she had just done 7,000 foot climb, hike a bike to where we'd gotten helicopter to. I was like, wow, you're awesome. But yeah, amazing riding there on Mount Cartier. I mean, up in the Alpine on it's an old fire lookout trail, which is, again, some of my favorites are these old trails that are kind of repurposed for mountain biking. And the mountain bike club there and the Canadian Enduro Series organizer, Revelstoke Valley Cycling Association, I think is the club there, have been working on just turning that trail or improving it to make it just barely awesome for mountain biking. You can't actually tell that they've worked on it, but they've done so much. And yeah, 7,000 feet to the valley of just brake burning, rough, beautiful alpine riding. And then the mountain biking is the best in the forest. And once you get in the woods there, it's all of those Selkirk mountain valleys have such perfect soil and topography. And for a bike like this, the riding is dreamy. And yeah, we had a really great guide, lead man, Luke Stevens, who's a local downhill racer there, was really making sure these bikes were going as fast as they could.
Good.
So the let's talk about getting up the mountain on the Rain 2.9. No, not all of us can helicopter somewhere. And as you mentioned, the Rain forever has been known as that enduro bike. But how does this thing climb? How does it get up the mountain? How nimble?
Initial disclaimer is that we're getting more desensitized to how long travel bikes pedal, but long travel bikes keep pedaling better and better. So we're 146 millimeters of travel on this, which is 14 mil less than the previous generation Rain, which definitely makes a little bit of a difference. And there were a lot of reasons that we did that, but versatility was one of them. And then steep seat angle. Modern mountain bikes have a steep seat angle, and we're kind of sitting up and forward, and really the power that you put into the pedals goes straight into the mountain. And this thing climbs pretty darn good. Technical climbing, it works good. It's not totally ridiculously slack, although it's plenty slack and really good on straights on the downhills. I'm really happy with how this bike pedals and climbs. And, if you have heavy tires on it, it's a little more of a chore. If you can get away with running light tires, it goes uphill pretty darn good. Like I ride this bike a lot more places than I would think, and a lot of places that normally I would choose my Trance 29, and I would if I had it available, but I'll go on those kinds of rides with this all day long. And I wouldn't necessarily do that with the race setup previous Rain.
It seems like it's come a long way since the Rain X bike park chairlift days to where now it's like a proper trail bike, but it's also able to handle the enduro races.
Mm-hmm. And it loves the bike park, man. Jump trails on the big wheels and this amount of travel is perfect. Like a little more pop off the lips. You can kind of go slower and jump higher. And it's a really amazing bike park bike. I hope to see a bunch of Rain SXs and lift lines in the next few years because those bikes are set up for it.
The media launch that was up at Revelstoke, you had bicycle editors from around the world who came to that. And the reviews since then, that was again in the summer of last year, reviews since then, really positive about this bike. And you have on the workbench behind you, you have your advanced frame. I can see it back there, right? That's the carbon frame.
Yeah. It's back there just waiting for some new parts and me to get around to building it, which I might wait until mud season's over. It's pretty gross here in Oregon right now. So I might just keep thrashing on this already fairly thrashed bike before I build the freshie, but I'm excited to put that together. And I've spent some time on the Advanced Pro model, but I look forward to spending a bunch of time on that, getting the little extra life that is a composite bike. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Have you ever been to Adam's place up in Bend?
I've never been to Adam's place. Been to Bend, but never been to Adam's.
I have not. Adam, show us your garage. Show us your garage. Just take us on a real quick tour. What do you got?
Well, we got a bunch of skis up there. We have a ski rental company that we're doing. It's actually just loaners for buddies or whoever. We got motorcycles over there. If anybody wants to buy a street bike, I'm thinking I might be too old for that. So, let's see, we've got I just got a BMX bike and there's a Townie that someone left. This is original Rain.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's the original Rain.
Wow. So that's the 2004 that has I guess I was national champion of Super D that year.
Yes,
so
you were.
I got my double chain ring on there and solid seat post. Actually dual control shifters. Those are cool. That's an old prototype.
Wow.
Sweet tie bike. That was a bike I won for a single speed race. It's nice to have one custom bike.
Yep.
And then a bunch more bikes over here. We got the e-bike. We got a bunch of trail tools. It's good to use the e-bike to carry those around. And some other bikes on the wall,
This is a great space.
Yeah,
this is a great space.
Ben's Big Fat Tour. I missed that one. That was a fun old bike ride we used to do here. So maybe Paul will bring that back someday. Yep.
No pressure, Paul.
I'm going to set back up here.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
The right angle.
Yeah, you look great.
This is my ladder. Is the tripod. So
whatever does the trick.
Yeah.
Well, I've had the chance. I've been with Giant 16 years. You've been with Giant a little longer than I have, and you've been here how long?
12 years.
So the one constant that we have is Adam Craig. Mm-hmm. Carl Decker too. We got to throw Decker in there.
Yeah.
But you are the guy, and he's the guy who tests everything.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. It's the guy that they always call and, like you said, always picks up. So that's the guy I want. That's the guy I want saying what bike is going to work, because so far it's done wonders. Yeah, the bikes are sweet these days. They always have been, but they're getting extra sweet these days, and I really enjoy it. I think that I look forward to that keeping me just as passionate about riding and developing bikes for a long time in the future. We're in a great little chunk of time.
And you're in the perfect location. I mean, it doesn't get better than Bend. And I know you travel all around the world, but you were telling us just before we started recording this that you just came off the slopes, right? You've just been skiing today.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it snowing outside my window right now, so you might as well just go skiing if it's snowing.
Yep. Yep.
Can't fight it. Join it.
All right, Adam Craig, thank you very much. Thanks for all the work you have done with us with Giant over the last 17 years, and we look forward to seeing you soon, man. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for helping us tell the story and make sure everybody knows that we're trying hard to ensure that they have awesome rides. So we'll look forward to riding with some of you folks someday.
All right, see you soon, Adam. Take care.
Cool.